And hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stuart Vine and welcome to episode 14 of my modern day WWE save on TW 2020. Yes, obviously it's that edition again where we're at Friday night Smackdown. So a very big one I've got booked here. Obviously we've got, I think the big one that's going to probably sell it for you is obviously I've got the main event of Brock Lesnar versus Drew Mcintyre. That should be a very, very good match to watch and hopefully gets good for the score as the whole show as a whole. But yes, good stuff here. We've got obviously Shayna Baszler versus Naomi. It's going to be obviously set up from last week. We're going to have Sheamus and Sami Zayn teaming up to go against Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, and much more. But basically, I've as always packed up some pretty interesting stuff. So so if you don't want to make sure you don't miss any more videos of mine, please like and subscribe. Really enjoyed how things are going at the moment. Obviously, this week has been a bit different. Obviously it's been a busy week for me, so finding time to get this downtime has been a problem, but that's fine. It's only 1 week, it's fine. But yes, obviously normally we'll be out on Monday and Fridays. Obviously that might change next week as well, but I don't know yet. But anyway, enough of me rambling on. Let's go and check out my edition of Friday Night Smackdown. Let's hope he gets a good score and does well, fingers crossed. So we start the show with a 50 there. Obviously we'll start off with the newly returning Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, and obviously we'll talk about Drew McIntyre in a bit. But basically, this is a kind of angle to start off with Brock, kind of in the ring, traditional Brock, as you expect, with Paul Heyman just talking about how they're glad to be back. This time off obviously was the suspension was ridiculous, and kind of situation. This time off, Brock has been thinking about what he's going to do to Roman Reigns, but he was smart enough to know that he wasn't just going to give him a title match. He knew he had to go through the traditional way of earning a title shot, because he knows how Roman works. He knows how he thinks. So that's why he entered the Battle Royal last week. That's why he got his opportunity legitimately. And obviously, it is a warning to everyone that is in that battle, in that elimination chamber in 2 weeks, that he's going to take you all out, destroy you all. And then, Roman, I'm coming for your title. And that title, it's not a matter of if it's going to be mine. It is going to be mine. That isn't a prediction. That's a spoiler. So, set up there from Paul Heyman. Then you've obviously got Drew McIntyre comes in, sitting there kind of not happy with Brock's actions from last week, saying he didn't need his help to beat Roman Reigns. Obviously, he gets the win there in a way, but he's like, he didn't need his distraction. He had that one. He wanted to make sure he could beat Roman without any help. So, he kind of resents that Brock Lesnar's come into this situation where he's like, you're just a part-timer. I'm here every week in, week out. You come in here, just take one match, your title. I had to earn this shot. I had to earn to get into this opportunity that I am today. So, and it kind of sets up an interesting sense saying, I want my title back. I want to be world champion at WrestleMania as well. So you know what? You let your advocate let Paul Heyman do all the talking. We all know you're a fighter. So the only way to get through to you is through facing you in a fight. So I challenge you to a match tonight. And obviously Brock's kind of like, he's up for it. Paul Heyman's like, no. But then Brock takes the mic and says, you're on. Says it in a screaming, loud kind of Brock Lesnar type situation. And yeah, and a spoiler, it is the main event. But yes, as I'm trying to point out, is I'm trying to use Brock the way that we all hoped he would, where he actually he actually turns up at the show week in, week out. So obviously for the show it's going to be great, but then that's the problem we have with Brock, is he does the big programs, but then he goes away again. So I'm hoping I can use him a bit more sparingly, or at least use him a bit more than they did in real life. So that's just me. So yes, that sets up the main event quite nicely, but we'll talk about that later on. Obviously next we go and talk about the first match of the evening. Obviously we're going to talk about obviously set up last week, and obviously Shayna Baszler going against Naomi. Obviously we were set up that obviously she attacked Sasha Banks backstage. Naomi knows it was her that did it, and she suspects Charlotte's probably involved as well. So she wants to protect her friend and take back and try and get a bit of revenge for her friend on Shayna Baszler. But the question is, will she, or will Shayna Baszler continue her devastation that she's been doing the last couple of weeks? Let's find out. So let's see what that gets. So next match, and the winner is for 27. Yeah, I've got to expect really good scores. I just always feel disappointed with 27s. But yeah, this is nothing crazy here. For 27, for talking about the match a bit. They've both got 34s, but got 27s. The crowd were turned off by the match outside the pre-show between the workers. They're not investing. I mean, I don't know. I think this game's just really harsh to me sometimes. But it would have been an okay match in real life. The way I put it is basically Shayna Baszler keeps working on the arm, keeps working on body part, and obviously I put an ankle lock, but a clutch would do the job. Can't say the name, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. You're going to get that, sadly, because if you're not with Charlotte Flair or Shayna Baszler, or not Shayna Baszler, but sort of like Sasha Banks, you're not going to get good scores. But for 27, happy with that. But obviously after this, obviously Charlotte. We'll talk about Charlotte. Charlotte just comes to the ring and starts attacking Naomi. She still has a bit of a grudge on her from obviously before Royal Rumble. But yes, obviously she attacks Naomi with Shayna Baszler's help. So obviously she's at 38. That's fine, I guess. But yes, comes in and attacks her and basically sets up the idea that Charlotte's like, yeah, I ordered the hit on Sasha Banks. It's not going to be a big reveal because we all know that's true. But the idea is that the situation of she's kind of prove a point. She's the champ. She's the man. She just need to get her hands dirty. But she's got Shayna Baszler do her dirty work for her, and it's a situation of her proving to the rest of the locker room that this is my show, and anyone that stands against me, no one is safe. So kind of in a way, Shayna Baszler's lying with Sasha Banks, but I like the idea of Shayna Baszler being like a merc. A mercenary for hire. So obviously this is obviously going to hopefully set up the God's plan. So obviously we'll find out next week properly, officially. But this is kind of setting up the fatal 4-way that I'm planning to do for this title, for this feud. So nicely set up there. So obviously it seems like Charlotte Flair, Shayna Baszler, Naomi, Sasha Banks, put them in a fatal 4-way. See what happens. But that's I haven't announced it yet on here. So I will do that next week. But just to let you one heads up, it is a thing. So obviously after that, we hear from 2 of the 6 participants in the number 1 contendership elimination chamber match for the Universal title in Sheamus and Sami Zayn. Totally forgot about him at that point. But yeah, so next we're obviously talking about how Sami Zayn's kind of right. They're all kind of, the system's screwing them over. They're definitely against people like Sheamus, people like Sami Zayn, that kind of stuff. But obviously 58, very good here, very good. For what I was expecting, very good here. I'm actually really proud of that one. 58 there, but yes, and it's kind of system. And now it's time to go out there and prove to everyone that, this company is ours and we're going to take it type situation. But yes, obviously after this, Nakamura can hear this and kind of say, okay, talking big there, big guys. Yeah, you think this out get you? No. People just don't like you. But if you want to go out there and prove that you're the greatest and how good you are, okay. Well, we challenge you, with me, Nakamura, we challenge you two to a match. And that match is next, and it's going to be next. So, yeah, and they like, okay. And they accept it. They accept the challenge. And obviously that match is next. Because obviously I didn't want to put this. This is a big main event. This is a big, big match. So, so the question is, can Sami Zayn and Cesaro team up to prove that Nakamura and Cesaro are wrong? Or is Nakamura and Cesaro going to keep the momentum going? So they've got some momentum going the last couple of weeks, going into the Elimination Chamber. So let's find out. So, the winner of this very nice tag team match and possibly keep momentum going into the Elimination Chamber is, for 50, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. No surprise there. I mean, you got to get the heels to lose because that's kind of what they do. But 50 there, very good. Obviously, we've got Nakamura with a high score, 52. You've got Cesaro with 43. Obviously, Sheamus is a low score, 39, but still kind of all in the same ballpark. But I like it. It's doing better with gimmicks. Sheamus doing well. Good. So this is kind of match. It kind of ends with Sheamus getting hit by the Cesaro's Nakamura's finish at Kinshasa. I always get it wrong. Hitting that, and obviously neutralised by Cesaro on Sami Zayn for the win. Actually, it's the other way around for me, I remember, but it doesn't really matter really who gets pinned. But so obviously after that, they're not happy with this, obviously, Cesaro and Sheamus, and they try to they're trying to get a bit active revenge. So after the match, they go and attack Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro for a 52, so better, very good there. This angle was done really well, very good that. So this attacks from behind, gets a bit of revenge on the faces, and enough stand tall. So it's like they've lost the match, but they've got the momentum. So this kind of feud could spur up to something. We don't know. But 52 there, very good. Good. This whole angle stuff is really done really well. So after that, we hear from the person that they're all fighting to face in the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, talking to the Usos again. He's obviously outraged for what Brock was able to do last week, and he's going to make sure it doesn't happen again. For 47, very good there. Struggle off script, we have to remember that. But yeah, so basic situation of Roman's pissed. He's unhappy. He wants, obviously the Usos have got their problems, but he was like, I get you. He's going to them. I get you've got your problems with the New Day, but we're a family. You're supposed to protect family. So he's kind of situation asking like, yeah, tonight I need your back. I need you to have my back, because tonight, Brock, Drew, if you're listening, you better watch your back, because tonight it's going to be retaliations. It's going to be a retaliation. So, yeah, obviously big talk there by Roman Reigns. But for 47, very good there. I think it's all right for what I think Usos in there not doing so well. But that's fine. But obviously, yeah, so sets up for possibly. So we've got something to look forward to later on in the night. But after talking about someone that hasn't had a very good night or couple of weeks, it's obviously the most hated man and the most not over man ever, and that is Happy Corbin. And for 53 for a guy that, yeah, that's pretty good actually, really good actually, I like that. But basically this is nothing really crazy here. I've just set up that it's like we cut backstage and we see someone outside the parking lot and someone's chucking Happy Corbin out of a car. So we're kind of assuming that he's got taken out here for last week. We don't know. I mean, assuming the people that owe him money, if you've been watching the last couple of weeks. So he's been taken out. They try and go up to him, see how he is, and ask him, what was that all about? And he kind of just looks at him like really petrified and shaken and kind of walks off. But we will find out what that is soon enough. But yeah, it's nothing crazy here. But Happy Corbin is, yeah, he won that money, but he lost it all, and he still owes that money to mysterious people that he owes money to. So we'll find out soon enough what that will be. So, but yeah, after that we do hear from a possible for two tag team partners that are very unhappy with possible new tag team partners in obviously Ricochet and Drew Gulak, and that is Ali and not Andrade, and basically Ali and yeah, let's go next to it. 35, that's not surprising, it's not very good. Angel Garza, that's Angel there, I got the name wrong, but yeah, good stuff here. 35, that's alright. But basically in this situation, it's just they're fed up with this love and hate relationship. They're fed up with this kind of happy-go-lucky kind of, you know, will they, won't they kind of situation. And they promise tonight they're going to take them both out and finally end this thing once and for all. So, yeah, tough talk there. But the funny thing is that match is next between Ricochet going against Mustafa Ali with Drew Gulak in Ricochet's corner. So, the question is, what's going to happen? We'll just have to find out. So the winner of this match is going to be Ricochet, or is it going to be Ali? And the answer to that question is a 50. Very good there. Actually done really well. So yes, actually I'm really shocked at it. 51 there, 38 by Mustafa Ali. I think because I put this match on just a regular match, I think it's done well because there's no pressure, so they can just do what they can. But yes, obviously this one was really good, really fun. But I like the idea that at the end you've got Ricochet going up top, trying to hit 450, 640 or whatever high move he wants to do. But then obviously you got Angel trying to come up on the apron, trying to stop him. But then you got Gulak being the partner he wants to be, holds onto his leg, stops him. And yes, obviously gives him time to hit. I put a shooting star press. I don't know what a driver and the two point is, but I'm just going to sit there and say hits a shooting star press on Ali, gets the win, and yeah, surprisingly done really well. Makes me think that I don't have to always put every match as a storytelling match. But anyway, that's fine. So obviously after that, they're not happy with Mustafa Ali and Angel, so they obviously attack Ricochet and from behind. For 35, that seems like back to normal levels here. But yes, obviously after that, and they attack each other. But obviously Drew Gulak comes in for the save, and we have the way I've set this up is he covers the save and he picks up Ricochet, and finally they shake hands. Looks like Ricochet is finally accepting Drew Gulak, and yes, the partnership is on. The partnership is on. I have to change it. But yes, Drew Gulak and Ricochet are now tag team partners. Obviously, spoiler for next week, they will be facing the team of Angel and Mustafa Ali in a tag team match to solidify their newly found tag team status. So, interesting stuff here. But yeah, so they're finally tag team partners. Question is, what are we going to call them? I need to think of a cool name for them. Maybe let me know in the comments below what kind of cool tag team name you should go for Drew Gulak and Ricochet. Please let me know. But yes, obviously after that we cut to backstage. Obviously there's a backstage incident between Toni Storm and Xia Li. Obviously they've had some problems last 2 weeks after Toni Storm's debut and trying to take out Xia Li. And Xia Li is pissed. For 31, that's good for the type of performance we've got here, and this is kind of a lower card type feud anyway. But yeah, good stuff here. Obviously, the idea is to go backstage, really, to get both trying to be pulled off each other, trying to attack each other, that kind of stuff. And basically, it's I like the idea. Xia Li's got this like killer instinct of these eyes of fury, like she literally wants to destroy Toni Storm. I don't know what Toni Storm attacking Xia Li has unleashed this hatred that we didn't know she had. So Toni Storm might regret attacking Xia Li. But yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. Obviously, I'm good. That match is going to be next week. Obviously, it's the go home Smackdown. So I like packing it up with some feuds that were built up. So that's going to be on Smackdown next week. So yeah, it's all set up quite nicely. So interested to see who wins that one. But yes, obviously after that, talking about a possible match that might happen next week, we are got possibly the Usos going against New Day. So obviously we hear from the Usos being asked about the New Day, and all I've got to say is they're out to prove something tonight. For 44, very good there. Yes, obviously got the Usos just talking about proving they're going to go out there and prove that they are the better tag team, the better singles wrestlers, the best all round better people. And yes, they might be happy and go lucky, and they might be happy and they might be cool, and all that kind of childish stuff. When it comes to this great sport, we are the best tag team on SmackDown, and we are the best in everything. And tonight we're going to prove it, because we can beat them in tag team, we can beat them in singles matches. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the Usos always stand tall over the New Day, and those tag team titles are going to be back around the race of the true best tag team on SmackDown, and that is the Usos. So tough talk there. So I like the Usos kind of like, the Usos are kind of like the New Day's like their Dudleys and Hardys situation. It's like their biggest rivals, so it makes sense that they're going to do it. So yes, obviously that singles match is next. Obviously set up last week. You've got King Woods going against Jimmy Uso. So who's going to keep the momentum and possibly into a tag team title match next week? Who's going to have the momentum going in? And the answer to that question is, for 46. That's actually performed better than I expected. A 43 there by King Woods. A 42 by Jimmy Uso. Very good there. I mean, that's actually outperformed way before. I think this is similar to them not trying to go overboard. But yes, obviously this one is simple here. The way I've put it here, obviously, is exactly what I want to put it. Is that it ends with Jimmy hitting a low blow on Woods with Jay distracting the ref. Then goes to the top, hits the Samoan splash. Or Superfly Splash is this, as the game is said. Gets the pin, 1, 2, 3, and gets out there fast as they can, and obviously sit there running up the ramp, laughing at the New Day. They've got the advantage going into possibly their tag team match at Elimination Chamber or the Garden Show. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. But yet, whatever it is, they've got momentum. So we'll see what happens hopefully soon. But obviously after that, we hear from the special counsel of the of the Bloodline, and that is Paul Heyman, going to go into Drew McIntyre's locker room, trying to convince him to. I just remembered, yes, that he's not the special counsel yet, the former special counsel. My bad. It's very confusing when you've got Paul Heyman at Brock Lesnar. Yeah, when he went Brock Lesnar on this, but it's very confusing when you watch SmackDown on. Anyway, yes, the former counsel of the Tribal Chief and the Bloodline going up to Drew McIntyre's office or his dressing room, kind of trying to convince him that Brock, don't face Brock, he will destroy you. He will destroy you. For 68, no surprise, you got Drew's a good talker, Paul Heyman's Paul Heyman. It's Paul Heyman. But yeah, I think a situation of he's basically coming and saying, Drew, I respect you. I respect what you do. You're a Rumble winner. You're former two-time two-time WWE champion. You've done greatness here, but you can't go against Brock in this mood. He is fuming. This guy, he's a beast, and I fear for you if this temper he has was unleashed on you, Drew. Because I like you, Drew. I like you a lot. I like what you do in this company. But I implore you, don't take this match. And then you got Drew kind of going out saying, I think you forget who I am. I'm the Scottish psychopath. Is anyone as angry? I'm more angry than Brock Lesnar. And you forget, I beat Brock Lesnar before. I've eliminated him when I were Rumble. Brock Lesnar doesn't scare me. And tonight I'm going to prove why Brock doesn't intimidate me, and that when it comes to pro wrestling, I'm better than Brock in every way. So yeah, Paul Heyman trying his best, but Drew's determined to have this match. So obviously that match is obviously next. The main event, we've got to the main event. Of course, the main event between Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. So it's a huge main event. It's pay-per-view worthy on this edition of Smackdown. And I've decided to put it on the third week, going into the not even the go-home show. So it shows how big I'm trying to book this. So the question is, who's going to win? Is it going to be Drew? Is it going to be Brock? You might be surprised what happens, but let's find out. So the outcome of this match is, for 59, a disqualification. I don't know if I've done it right. Brock disqualified yet. I don't think it really matters at this point. But a 64, a 57 by Brock. 64 by Brock, 57 by Drew McIntyre. So a 59 overall. I think that's a very good main event. Especially, I think, as you said, confusingly, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman are on different sides of the face and heel divide. I don't know what that means. I don't think Paul's heel, right? And Brock's heel at this point. I don't know. I've got to rectify that. But yeah, there's nothing wrong here. It's a great match. They're all going out. You got F5s. You got Claymore kicks. If you're going to do a match, Brock usually have to hit finisher after finisher after finisher. But the way this match ends is obviously just when near the end, looks like Drew's going to go for the Claymore. The Bloodline come in, or mainly more determinedly Roman Reigns comes in, spears him, brings Brock, spears him as well, and ends the match with disqualification. Then obviously after that, obviously we're into the final segment of the night. It's basically a setup that basically is just a beat down at this point. 450, very good there, I like that. Good end to the show. The James Long is not a good road agent for it. Got to remember that future reference. But yes, obviously this is the simple stuff here. More beat down on both of them. You've got the Usos doing double splash on Drew and Brock Lesnar. And then you've got Roman Reigns hit a couple of Superman punches and spear. And then he grabs his title over the two beaten down bodies, and then we have a camera angle that looks up like that on the outside, him holding the title up with his brethren, that is the Bloodline. And yeah, Roman's standing tall. So who's the question is obviously, who's going to be able to dethrone this beast among men? Who's going to do it? We'll find out who gets the opportunity to mention it. But at the moment, it's very hard to see anyone taking that title off Roman Reigns. So obviously find out if anyone has got the capability of doing it in the next couple of weeks. But yes, that's my edition of SmackDown. I think it'll do well. Obviously we got a pretty good score last week. I think we got a 60 last week, and obviously that got a 59 main event. I'm happy with that. If the main event goes, it should get. If we can get a 60, maybe a 58, I'll be a happy person, happy camper as they say. So let's find out. Let's see what this edition of SmackDown, let's see what it got. For 61, that is very good. Like, I think we got 60 last week. It seems to be consistently, SmackDown's doing really well. But yes, obviously, this week's been crazy. Obviously, when it comes to the show, obviously, Raw got a 65. This got a 61. I think it might be because of the main event. I'm getting good main events. The last 2 weeks have been very good main events. So, like 59 there for pretty good. I think 62, for the one on Raw. Very good there. But yes, obviously, some of the stuff sticks. I was surprised that the King Woods and Jey Uso got a 60-46, done very well. I think the idea that Ricochet and Mustafa Ali got a 50 is very impressive as well. So stuff are getting there. Obviously, we've got their 31s and there's 38s. That's fine, because you're not going to get all kinds of crazy stuff there. But yeah, really happy with the show. Obviously, might help that obviously when you use Brock on a show, you're going to get a better result, right? So I mean, it helps that I didn't put Roman on the prevalent position, except for like 1 or 2 segments, but I put Brock on the prevalent. So it just I sometimes think if they actually allowed to do this in real life, these shows would be way more enjoyable. Maybe not just a couple of weeks, but like properly full time. But it's not how Brock works. But yeah, 61. I'm sure that's better than last week. I'm sure of it. But 61, very good. That's hope that at some point, maybe next week on the Go Home show, got a big one planned. 61. That's hope. That's hope. I can maybe get Smackdown up to that 65 that Raw did this week. That's hope. We'll find out next week. But yeah, 61. As always, very happy with that score. Very happy indeed. Very, very good. So yeah, 61, very good there. I think the main event with Brock and Drew probably carried that. Obviously, we had stuff like, Mustafa Ali going against Ricochet, done surprisingly better than I expected. Obviously, Woods versus Jimmy Uso done quite well as well. So yeah, I mean, good stuff here. Obviously, we had a couple, the women's segments got one about 37, 38, but a lot of those were especially with Toni Storm and Xia Li, obviously kind of lower scored women's wrestlers on the game, so I'm not surprised they're getting lower scores. And obviously a lot of stuff I'm doing with the women's SmackDown Tag Team the SmackDown Women's Championships is very, yeah, it's different. But yeah, it's fine. Obviously it's I'm assuming as always with these games, it's always based on main event level. So if I'm getting that kind of stuff with Brock on the show, I barely use Roman, so it's a good sign. It's a good sign. My plan is to use Brock a little bit more than he normally would in real life. But yeah, 61, very good, very good, very happy with that. So hopefully next week on SmackDown I can try and see if I can top the 65 I got with Raw earlier in the week. So hopefully we can start building, instead of going behind, we can go forward and start building a show that I'm hoping at some point next couple of weeks I can get 70, at least a 70 for one of these shows. It's got potential. But yeah, so yes, this is my edition of SmackDown. So hope you've enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. That'd be really appreciated. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this week's booking. So until then, enjoy. Obviously, it's recording on the weekend. Obviously, this will be on this will be recording on Saturday. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And yeah, hopefully we'll be back Monday with my Raw. If not, my plan is either to be back on Monday or I will be back on Wednesday. I will let you know if you are StuartEvan91, check out my Twitter. I'll let you know what the plan is. But until then, have an awesome rest of your weekend. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye everyone. Bye.